Hello, world, and welcome to episode 27 of Swishes Hits and Kicks. It is your host, Richard Carrion, and what has been about 2 weeks. Man, busy life, but we here. I'm here. That's what we doing today on episode 27 of Swishes Hits and Kicks. I'm recording this on October 1st. I'm getting this out this week. Today's a special day. It is my anniversary, my second anniversary with my wife. I love you, baby. I love you. But let's talk. There's so much going on right now in the news, especially if you're a Raider fan. We're gonna get into it. But let's start with football. So NFL week, man, the NFL is like so up and down. The Vikings are just killing it, and like all I think in my head is like, man, Sam Darnold's 27. They drafted JJ McCarthy. If I am them, I just keep Sam Darnold. All right, I got to get in on Sam Darnold really quick. Sam Darnold's 27, was considered a bust, moving team to team. But right now, Sam Darnold has 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, almost has 1,000 yards through 4 games. Sam Darnold's killing it. If I am the Vikings, no matter how they do this season, you keep Sam Darnold and you start him again and you let McCarthy get a full year of really being a backup. And then by the third year, depending on what you've done, I would trade Darnold away and get something more. He's going to start on a different team next year for sure if you don't keep him. But the Vikings are blowing my mind, which is crazy because I think they normally suck. Yeah, Bryce, that was for you. Commanders are winning, but Commanders have been good. My brother's been talking about the Commanders last couple of years about how they're like, he thinks they're a good team. The Bills, surprisingly, are doing still amazing. It's obviously Allen. Texans are great. The Niners aren't great. Weird. Seahawks are looking good. Shout outs to Geno, another guy people doubted. The Steelers are looking good. Fields would be my quarterback if I'm the Steelers. I'd stick with him. The Chiefs are being the Chiefs right now. Football's interesting, man. Looking at this week, we got the Falcons and the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, another quarterback. Everybody doubted and counted out, but he's doing amazing, even though he got burned like crazy by Tom Brady, and I don't blame Brady one bit. I think the Bucks are beating the Falcons. Actually, even though Atlanta's favored to win, I think the Bucks are going to win Thursday. The Jets will be losing to the Vikings. Man, Aaron Rodgers just ain't clicking. He's looking older. They have weapons on the team, too. You would think they would do more. The Panthers are going to lose to the Bears. Caleb Williams, man, he has not shown out. With 787 yards, 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, like he's not looking like this guy who should have a ownership stake on a team. Am I right? The Ravens, man, the Ravens showed who they were last week. I think if they keep feeding the ball to Henry, it's going to create more openings for the receivers. Lamar Jackson put out a tweet and was like, basically, he could care less about the fantasy points. I don't care if I get 50 yards, as long as my team gets the win. That's all that matters, and that's a great mindset. I think they're beating the Bengals. I don't know what it is. I just think, like, and Burrow's not even playing bad. It's just the Bengals. I don't know, man. They don't look like that Super Bowl team they were not that long ago. We got the Patriots and the Dolphins. I know fans are wanting May to go in, but I think the same thing would happen if he went in, to be honest with you. I don't think there would be much of a difference. The Dolphins, man, with Tua gone, it really messed that team up. I don't know. I guess I'll go with the Dolphins, even though it's in Foxborough. The Browns are going to get smoked by the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is looking great. The Colts are going to beat Jacksonville. I just don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. He can't win them games, I think. They're 0-4, and I don't know. I just don't believe in him. Bills and Texans is literally like the hardest game for me to pick this week. I like the Texans. Like, if I had to pick a team I liked more than the Bills, like between them and the Bills, I like the Texans. CJ Stroud's awesome. Allen's awesome too, but it should be interesting. The Stephon Diggs thing. I'm going to go with the Texans, though. Let's go with the Texans. Maybe they'll rebound. Both teams, having a rebound right now. The Raiders and the Broncos. We'll do a little more Raiders talking a little bit, obviously, right? Everyone probably knows the situation going on. Denver's favored to win. I'm not going to lie. That Raider game was pretty bad. I feel like we gave them a gift. There was no hold. There should have been an Amari Cooper 80-yard touchdown. I can say that as a Raider fan. Okay, like I'm not one of these like I know I joke on here like, oh, we're always gonna win, but I'm a really honest Raider fan. Quick sidebar story. I'll never forget. It was sophomore year. I'm a Raiders fan in an English class, and we were talking about football, and everybody's like asking your team, like, oh, I'm a Raiders fan, and they were terrible at the time. I think this is what 05, 06, pretty bad. And I was just honest. I'm like, yeah, they suck, man. Like, it's hard being a Raiders fan. I said something like that. And some guy in my class got so upset and was like, say that again, and I'm going to beat your you know what. And me being me, and me as an adult, I still get like this. I said it again on purpose and walked outside and I said, what are you waiting for? It didn't end up happening. The teacher got involved, whatever. But I was like, man, this guy's so delusional. This guy had no idea. They lost the game that weekend. And he looked at me in class and I looked at him like ready to honestly slap the taste out of his mouth. Anything he said stupid. And he goes, man, they do suck, huh? And I'm like, yeah, dude, they suck. This is the Jamarcus Russell era, by the way. They suck. Jamarcus Russell, one of the worst quarterbacks of all time. But like right now, I don't know. Like this game between them and Denver is such a pick'em. Like Bo Nix had 60 yards when they won. Like we're gonna. I hope we win. I think we can win. I don't like our quarterback play. This leads into what I'll talk in a little bit. Cardinals and Niners. The Niners should win. The Niners have way more weapons, but I don't know. Niners feel like that team that they have every all pro bowler on the team. And they still just I don't think they'll get it done. I don't know. They're just not the Niners that you assume they're going to go to the Super Bowl. The Packers and the Rams, I think Green Bay gets it done. Green Bay's doing really good. You know, it really doesn't matter who their quarterback is in right now. They're still doing good. Seahawks are dominating the Giants. I hope the Steelers beat the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan. You all know that. I like Prescott, though. I wish he would have came to the Raiders. And then the Saints and the Chiefs. The Chiefs should win, but it should be a good game. Is it Arrowhead, though, on a Monday night? Who knows? We'll see. Let's talk, though, about Davante Adams and the Raiders. I'm not going to lie, guys. Talking to my brother, talking to friends. The moment I saw that he was on the injured list, I was instantly like, oh, man, this is it. Like, this is – we're coming to an end here. He's not happy. And truth be told, do you blame him? I don't blame Davante Adams. He chose to come to the Raiders. Wanted to come here because his best friend was here. Derek Carr was here, and that's the reason he came. So once we got rid of Carr, which I didn't want to get rid of Carr, and look at the situation we're in now. Excuse me, the situation we're in now. They went to get Jimmy G. Jimmy G wasn't the guy. I knew Jimmy G wasn't better than Derek Carr. Like, come on. Aiden played, but Aiden doesn't. He's not like that gunslinger quarterback. We get Gardner Minshew, and Uncle Rico just ain't working. He's mad. Like, this is not the team he signed up to go to. We had Josh Jacobs. We never replaced Josh Jacobs. Kobe Myers is great. Brock Bowers is awesome. It's just not the team he thought he was going to. You know, Antonio Pierce liked a post, you know, that was talking about from Sports Illustrated. Thought they were dead. Where they said, you know, maybe he played his final game and then removed it. Davante today said he hasn't heard from Pierce. He hasn't talked to him. He hasn't really talked to anybody from the Raiders. And, like, he's admitting he can't really control anything. Raiders are talking about, you know, looking at trading him. They're going to see. And, you know, he has a lot of salary left on his contract. He's 31. He did not seem happy on that receiver show at all. He seems so mad. And right now they're saying that they want to do you know, they want to they want to get a second round pick for him and something else. And I'm going to list the quarterbacks he's played with besides Carr and Rodgers. He's played with Jarrett Stidham, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer, Aiden O'Connell, and Gardner Minshew. we're wasting arguably one of the best receivers in the league. And we're only going to get probably a second and another pick for one of the top receivers in the league. And I assume he's going to get traded because he's not happy. I feel like the Raiders are going to want to cut their losses. They're going to go old school Raider style and not want to deal with that headache. And I'm just like, man, like I think we trade Davante, our season's done. And as a Raider fan, it's truth be told, it's really hard. Like, it's hard being a Raider fan. Like, it's hard to be a fan because they always do stupid stuff that just make you question, like, why do I deal with this all the time? Like, the joke my dad and brother will talk about is, like, the stress and the sadness they bring. Sometimes isn't worth it. To be honest with you, sometimes it's not worth it, and it's so hard, right? I wear a Raiders hat almost every time I wear a hat. And it's just like, dude, it's tough knowing that, like, they've never won in my lifetime. Like, they've been to the Super Bowl once, but they've never won since I've been alive. And, like, we'll get great players. Like, I was just telling my nephew, when I remember when we got Randy Moss, and I was so stoked we got Randy Moss. He was, like, my favorite wide receiver. Probably still is my favorite wide receiver of all time, Randy Moss. Amazing. We got him with the Raiders, and he became just, like, another guy. Didn't have no one to throw to him. Kerry Collins was throwing to him, like, and we ended up trading him away, I think, for, like, a second or fourth round pick to the Patriots. Had the best receiver season of all time at the time. I still consider it the best because 16 games, not more than that. And, like, man, it's just different, and I feel terrible. Like, if we trade him, and we might as well just tank the rest of the season and just try to get a quarterback out of the draft. I don't know. It's tough. I'm telling you guys, I love the Raiders, but it's tough being a Raider fan sometimes. Basketball starting on the 22nd. Preseason will be starting soon. Hopefully, my Kings bring me some joy. DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis, Fox. We still got Malik Monk. We got Keegan Murray, Keon Ellis, Kevin Huerter. Man, I'm ready for basketball season to bring me some joy. Things are getting rough with these Raiders, right? Let's talk about UFC fight card this weekend. Big UFC pay-per-view, and I am not kidding. It's big. Like, I know the Sphere. No. This card craps all over the Sphere. Let's go. We'll go bottom to top. From the top to the bottom. Bottom, top. I stop. Shout-outs to Linkin Park. I don't mind their new singer. A lot of hate. It's a business at the end of the day. Get with it or get lost. Let's see. We're going old school. Court McGee and Tim Means. That fight, I feel like, is a toss-up. Like, who's going to win? I'll go with Court McGee. I believe he was an Ultimate Fighter winner at one point. Court McGee, man, went through a lot of troubles. You can look up his story, but I'm going to go with Court McGee. That should be a fun fight. I believe this is opening the card, which is crazy. Then you got Carlos Esparza, former champion, versus Tisha Pennington. Used to be Tisha Torres. That's Raquel Pennington's wife, who's in the co-main event. Should be a good fight. Fight between, I believe, two ladies who just had kids. So between two moms, who's the mom? We got Ryan Spann versus OSP. Man, great fight. Cesar Almeida versus, bear with me, Ior Poterea. Should be interesting. We'll see. Let's go Almeida. Marina Rodriguez and Ismen Luciendo. And then I believe this fight is the main event of the prelims. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. Should be good. Joaquin Buckley's the guy who's been going at like Daniel Cormier, a lot of UFC vets, Cub Swanson, I believe. And he's fighting Wonderboy Thompson, who's not young. He's not a boy. It should be a good fight. The main event, I believe, the prelims. That, to me, is going to get that pay-per-view started. And then we got Roman Dolezal versus Kevin Holland. That should be a fun fight. I like Kevin Holland, man. I hope he gets the win. You have Ketlin Vieira versus Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, made that amazing UFC debut, just dominated. I believe it was Holly Holm. And I think she's going to do the same to Vieira. I believe Kayla Harrison, too, has said that she's willing to step in as a replacement for the co-main event, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I think Kayla Harrison is going to be the next champ here sooner than later. Jose Aldo's back versus Mario Bautista. I believe the UFC wants to make a name off Jose Aldo for Mario Bautista, but I hope Jose gets it done, man. Jose, if you want to break it down, like one of the greatest champions of all time. Everybody always remembers the Conor knockout, but Jose won like 21 or 22 fights in a row before he fought Conor. He's a legend and a half, man. Hall of Famer. He's awesome. Co-main event: Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. The cool part about this fight is they were both on Miesha Tate's team in that Ultimate Fighter she did against Ronda Rousey, and it's just funny how like both have become champion, and now they're co-main eventing here on a fight UFC pay-per-view. For the UFC, I'm sure they like. Truth be told, Raquel, she's amazing, but she's not like this crazy media star. Pena gives us more like fun interviews and other things, and from the UFC, I'm hoping Pena wins because then her versus Kayla Harrison could probably draw a pay-per-view by themselves with the crap talking they do. I think Pena will end up pulling it off. Who knows? I'm going to go with Pena. The main event, man. By the way, I'm going to have to watch this card later because I will be at a wedding this weekend. Shout outs to Tyler and Shelby. I will be at a wedding this weekend, so I don't get to watch this card, and I hope they realize how, like, little upset I'm missing the card just because, like, man, this main event, Alex Herrera against Khalil Roundtree, such an amazing fight. I don't think this fight goes the distance. I don't think it goes more than 2 rounds. I think Alex gets the knockout, but this is going to be a fun fight. Like, Khalil has a chance. Khalil's got striking, he's got hands, feet. This is going to be amazing, by the way. I just said he's got hands and feet as if he's fighting without hands and feet. Whatever. Anyways, I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think Alex gets the win. It's tough to pick against Alex right now. The dude's like the boogeyman. He's just always winning, always sleeping dudes. Fun fight. WWE Hell in a Cell is actually this weekend too. And you know what? I haven't talked to it's not Hell in a Cell, excuse me. Bad Blood. But you guys will know why I keep saying Hell in a Cell here in a second. It's this weekend. Same night as UFC. And it's actually a pretty good card. You have Bayley and Nia Jax, the rematch going on. I believe Nia wins. Would be cool to see the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, Tiffany Stratton, win. I think that's where they're going anyways. We got Priest and Finn Balor. Judgment Day explodes. I think Priest gets the win. I don't know. I just think they get the win. I think Balor and then move on to like maybe the Wyatt 6 or something, and Priest moves up a card. Rhea and Liv should be interesting. I don't really know who's going to win. The Shark Tank thing's there. I could see Rhea winning. Also think Rhea would probably win the Royal Rumble. I don't know. The feud will probably keep going. I don't think it's going to stop at Bad Blood. We have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Random match. I believe Rhodes and Reigns will win, but I think maybe it's because we'll see like a Jimmy Uso maybe pop back up or something. I don't know. I hope that match don't main event. Because I hope this match main events. Hell in the Cell. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. It's almost been a year-long rivalry. This to me is like the end of their feud. This is the end of it. And I think Punk gets the win. That's on Saturday as well. Man, tough time. Since the last time we talked, there's a few things that happened. More or less like Pete Rose died. That's crazy. The all-time hit king, the best hitter in baseball history, died. The guy's not in the Hall of Fame. And it's insane that he's not in the Hall of Fame and he's the greatest hitter of all time. And there's no debate. Man, they should put him in just because they should have put him in yesterday when he died. Like, honestly, like the greatest hitter of all time is not in the Hall of Fame because of some BS. Whatever. Dikembe Mutombo died at 58 of brain cancer, which was super sad because, man, we were a huge fan of Mount Mutombo, man. Like, as a kid, he was just... And then even later in life, people got to enjoy the commercials of "Not in my house." Like, just Dikembe was an amazing player to watch. Seems like he was even better human, donating $20 million like in his country to build an amazing hospital for them. Dikembe was the guy, and it was weird. It's like everybody was like kind of sad when Dikembe died, man. Huge fan of him. And then today, John Amos died, dad from Good Times. James and I always remember him, McDowell's and Coming to America. Man, tough one. This was fun. I've been wanting to get back into this for a minute. But but life, man, life's been crazy, man. Life's been crazy. I'm hoping within the next few months that it calms down a little bit. But this was fun. I'm so glad I got to do this with episode 27. Swish Hits and Kicks. Follow us on social media: Instagram, X, YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. YouTube, we post shorts. We put a full episode up. And then after that, go hit up TikTok. Yeah, don't stop. I do that every single time. TikTok, you don't stop. I'm going to leave you with a little Milli Vanilli. I'm not playing it for you, but that Menendez Brothers show, and maybe we'll do an episode this week if I have some more time. We'll talk about that Menendez Brothers show that was on Netflix. And the only thing I just keep remembering now is the song stuck in my head. The dream is over. Yeah. John Sushi. That's what you get.